Hey guys, this is Randy with Saturday Station Farm. So we've been kind of chipping away for a little while now on trying to get our equipment ready for processing chickens. I used to have a nice little bench top feather plucker for chickens, but I gave that away years ago and I stopped doing meat birds for a while. The last couple of years though, we've had lots and lots of laying hens, a lot of older birds that should really go in the stew pot, lots of roosters. We've also been wanting to get back into having our own turkeys again, just for family and friends, that kind of thing. I had some ideas about building my own chicken plucker, but honestly, I just don't have the time for it. We've got a lot of other projects, so I started looking around to see what I could find for a new chicken plucker, and we found one. So we picked these ones up from Hatching Time, hatchingtime.com. So I've never used them before. They're pretty easy to work with, and so we ordered this chicken plucker. It's just got this big base on here, the platform. Now it did show up. This foot here is broken. Compared to the other ones over here, they look great. There's 3 of these feet, but that one over there came just a big old pile of crap. But the company was super good. I just sent them an email and said, hey, look, this just showed up broken. They sent me a brand new one. No big deal at all. So as far as customer service to work with, they were pretty quick about it. No issues at all. They just had to send them a picture and the pictures of the box. And the box didn't have a big dent in it. Maybe it was the shipping company. I don't know. This thing's like, I don't know what the actual weight is. It's like 100 pounds. Yeah, it's probably like 75 pounds or so. It's not terrible, a little awkward, but you get the base and the little turning grid here, and then this big old barrel, this big old tub right here. And it's got this nice little chute here. This will probably bolt on here, something like that. When you throw your chickens inside there and they get all spun around, it'll pull all the feathers off them, and then all the water will drain out of here into a nice bucket where it's nice and clean. So what we got to do though is get all these fingers, these little rubber fingers, got to fit all those in every single one of these holes. So I've done one already. See in here. I did one, and then Nate came and did one. But they are stiff as hell. Each one took like 5 minutes. So we're going to try and see if we can't get these in there. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to spray it with a little bit of soap and water. Just put a little bit of Dawn inside a little squirt bottle here. And we're going to try to get these things to go in easy. So let's see. Man. These things are super stiff. Oh, man. Well, that stuff helps a little bit, but man. Whew. Holy smokes, almost there. There. Whew. There's another one. All right, that takes a little bit. That takes some work. I'm gonna grab some pliers. See if I can grab my channel locks and a block of wood. Maybe we can prime them there. I'm worried that the channel locks may rip one of these, but I suppose if we try it and it rips it, it'll be a sacrifice one. And maybe I can get a hold of Hatching Time and get a new one. Although probably not if it's my own error. I didn't see, they may have something on there about pulling them, but they didn't offer a finger puller. I didn't see a designated tool for doing these. So we may just have to come up with something ourselves. We'll grab some pliers, we'll come back, try again. See if we can get some channel locks on there. The only thing I don't like is I'm just worried that's going to be a little bit too much. But let's see. There's one you just put in.
Yep.
All right, let's see if we can. Soapiness. I thought about grabbing a little grease also. A little lard or something.
Yeah.
Let me just see if I can start at the base. Well, that's not so bad. Well, actually, that kind of popped right up. Oh, look at that popped right in there.
Nice.
Actually, wasn't bad at all. I don't think it cut it. Yeah, I don't think it cut it at all.
Good.
Oh, well, maybe that'll be easier than I thought.
Yeah.
We'll do another one. I just put this on a spray. Cut myself. Yep. It's all right. A little soap and water. We'll wash it right off. Let's see here. Yeah, this side. Yeah. Yeah, that's in. Yeah. All right. The top part here, hook on, there's tons of leverage. This bottom part, not so much. And those ones in the back are kind of tough to get to. Hitting it from a couple different angles. Whoop, there he goes. That popped right in. Yeah. I don't see any marks on there. Nope. Cool. Well, I don't seem to be cutting the rubber at all. I thought for sure that these might be a little too aggressive on these teeth. Well, so far, it seems to be working just fine. I have seen jigs online that are wood, and there's supposed to be a little grip onto the old thing and have like a big pry bar that kind of helps them out, but I don't know, these are working just fine. I don't have to build nothing. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and just start popping in fingers and see how it goes for a little bit. Catch up with you here in a minute. So I've got a pretty good routine down now. There we go. Soapy water. Soap up your little finger. Get it nice and slick. Stick it in the hole. Grab onto the knob. Squeeze it tight. Pull on it. May have to reset a little bit. Get a good grip on there. Pop. And it's in. Just like that. If you don't have a set of channel locks on your homestead or your farm, definitely pick a pair up. I don't know how long exactly I've been working on this, but it's probably been 15 minutes. And they're going pretty slick. I thought that I might need a special tool to get these fingers in, but they're fitting pretty good. So, easy peasy. The ones towards the inside were a little tricky. There's only so much throw with these long handles, but as you get towards out of the rim, you get lots of room to go without hitting that bottom of the plucker there. So, I just got all the way through however many of these little fingers that need to be put inside here. The very last one, I was kind of flying along, just send them in there. I think my channel locks went off the side a little bit and caught on that edge. Freaking cracked the tub right there. Just a little bit. So the finger's in there super solid. The crack's not spreading, but that's a super bummer. So I don't know how well that's going to hold up, especially when we start getting turkeys. Bigger chickens, I'll have to check and see what Hatching Time has to say about their installation. I probably just read the instructions, so don't always follow my advice, or just be aware that it could crack on you. We're probably going to run it through anyway and see what happens. And if it completely disintegrates, well, we'll have to get a new tub. At that point, I have the fingers. Man, I don't know if I could cut these out of there. I could possibly maybe replace this with an actual barrel in the future. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's kind of unfortunate, but right on the last one. Damn it. Anyway, be aware of that. If you're putting in fingers and you're using a pair of channel locks, there's probably a better way to do it. Maybe I should just slow down a little bit. It is what it is. And our little bottom plate here, this is the part that will actually be spinning and get plucker fingers stuck through it. So just pop this off. That big basket will sit on here first, get screwed down into these holes. Then this will go inside. So let's put some fingers in. Maybe I'll go a little more slowly this time. There we go. There we go. So like I said, when I get this plucker in the mail, one of these feet were broken. So I'm going to swap that out. Hatching Time was nice enough to send me a brand new one. No big deal. It looked like it was probably damaged in shipping. So that was awful nice of them. It was easy to get a new part. So let's swap that out. like that. There we go. So that bolt on the bottom, there's actually a recessed groove for that bolt to fit inside. There was enough tension there where it would kind of thread in a little ways. Nice tight fit. But really, it should slide right through there. And then, when you come back down, we get our bolt, and we put on our lock nut, tighten that down, it will suck that bottom piece in. And because the head is already recessed into the frame here, it won't spin, and then we can just tighten this lock nut up nice and snug. With the lock nut on there and that nylon washer, it's not going to vibrate off or loosen up. So just get it snug. Everything's tight. Don't over tighten it because you'll crack the plastic. All right, let's get the top piece put on. All right, so this is roughly how it should be looking. It's not screwed down right yet. You get this little drain pan, and it's got, you can see where it kind of fits right in here. And it's got these little grooves, but there's no screw points or any places to screw it in or indentations. Whereas the drum itself actually has holes to screw into. So it's got these little screw holes. So everything's already marked up and lined up where it needs to go. I had to move it down on the floor so I could reach everything. This little guard here, nothing holds it in except for the tension of the drum against the motor. So we're gonna give it a shot. So we got our drum just sitting on top of here. And we'll stick this on there, I guess, like that. I suppose so. Fingers out of the way. I'm gonna get them all started, then I'll tighten them all in there. Damn rubbers. That's kind of pushed in there as much as it's gonna go. So let's see what happens. Don't go too hard. I want to crack the plastic. I've already done that once. Just snug them up. There we go. So let's see. Yeah. It still feels kind of flimsy, but it's on there though. I suppose if I worked really hard, I could yank it out, but huh. I think it should work. We'll see. Anyway. All right, so last part now. Let's put our bottom plate in. Now I did get all these on, and I did use the channel locks again. This piece of plastic, it almost scuffed it a little bit, little surface scuffs. I noticed, but I did go much, much slower with the channel locks after cracking it. So let's see, we got a little cog on here. Actually, I'm gonna put this in here. Oh my gosh. I gotta get this past all these freaking fingers. Yeah. Oh, this looks like a nightmare. Oh, there's a hole right there. So, there we go. So that's kind of a pain in the butt, getting that plate down in there because there's a circle and a little cog that comes off it. So it can only fit on one way, a little keyway. But the bottom plate's in there. Screw it down. They provide you with a screw. There we go. There. So that's in. That's it. Shallower than I realized. But we should have plenty of room in there to throw a handful of chickens. Maybe a turkey. Some of our big roosters. All right, so it's all together now. Let's fire up and see how she runs. This will be perfect. We can throw our chicken right in there. It'll bounce around, and all these little nubs. They're not going to hurt them none. I mean, the chickens will be dead, but it won't tear them up or anything like that. Just come around. This will pull off all the feathers. All the gunk will wash out down through the bottom chute. That's it. We'll throw our chickens in. All the water will wash out through, and then we'll have cleaned off chickens. It's pretty decent speed. Shouldn't have too many damaged birds. It is kind of a bummer that I cracked that little piece in the hull, but we'll see. If it warms up here in the next month or so, we get some laying hens that we're going to process, and then we'll have more this fall. So after we've done that, we'll have a better idea and a better review of how well this thing works. But so far, hatching time was pretty good to work with. They're really good on replacing that part, and it's easy enough to fix. There's not a whole lot of moving parts on this thing, and that's it. Hopefully this helps you guys out when you're getting your own, giving it a shot. I'll let you know how it goes later on this year when we actually throw some birds in it. So thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.